Hello, it's A-Zxx Silver Wolf of Love and Above, and I am here with this week's Oracle card guidance, and that's for the week commencing the 26th of September. I have been very ill the last couple of weeks. I kind of got into 2 weeks ago, kind of started off the week all right, and then went seriously downhill. And I'm just about there. I've decided today I have to just go back to my normal. I wouldn't say my normal everyday life, but I'm going back to getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, doing my morning routine. I have managed to do my whole morning routine, but I know that some of it was a bit of a struggle. When I get ill, I tend to not be able to sleep either. So I'm not quite sleep deprived, but I am feeling my energy levels are lower than normal. And because I've been ill for a week, I've not really been exercising. I've done a couple of walks, but I haven't really been exercising. It's been quite, I've been feeling that energy level just drain. And I'm feeling so much better now. So, yeah, so that's where I have been for the last couple of weeks. So today I am using a card deck called, I think I've used it before much earlier in the year, Messages from Your Angels, and that is from Doreen Virtue. So let's take a look at Monday. And Monday is saying, Desiree. So this card's actually saying, so the little bit that's at the bottom, I will read this out because this is the message from the card, because it's messages from your angels. So Desiree is the name of the angel, and the message is, no conditions aren't favourable right now. Wait or look into other options and ask the angels to help guide and comfort you. So whatever conditions it is that are just not favourable for you right now. Maybe you work for a company where you're just like, nope, this doesn't work in with my lifestyle anymore. This doesn't work in with what I want to do. I've had to do this myself before, where I have left 2 jobs because of that. One job it wasn't ridiculous. I quite enjoyed it, but it was a temporary job, and I had said I had been temping this job for like 18 months, and I said to them, maybe about 5 months before, I said, look, I'm handing him a notice. I'm giving you time to find somebody, but I cannot do this job any longer. It finally got to a stage where it just didn't happen. It just wasn't happening. Then they want me to work a equivalent of a full week of 40 hours. And I was like, no, it is not happening. This was my final week. I'm sorry, I am leaving. That is basically what happened. Because the conditions weren't favourable for me. They weren't right for me anymore. I needed time to be able to do other things in my life. That was the truth. I put other things above that particular job. Another one I left, the conditions weren't favourable because it was a seasonal job, and I'd gotten into it in a seasonal time as well. And the magical 20 odd hours a week it should have been turned into 60 because it was seasonal. I cannot even begin to tell you how awful that is for seasonal. I would expect more hours over seasonal time, but there's more hours, and there is unlivable hours. So that's kind of where I was with this particular job. So again, the conditions weren't favourable, but I'm talking about jobs here, but it could be absolutely anything. It could be that you go to a jive class on a Tuesday night, and Tuesday nights just do no longer work for you. Maybe Thursday nights work for you, and maybe you look for another jive class on a Thursday night. It could be absolutely anything. It could be that a gym that you've joined just, maybe you've been there for years and it's not the same. They've changed their ethics, their working code, and they're more hardcore than they ever were. And you're just like, no, I am happy with what I have at the moment. And maybe you move to a different gym. Whatever it is, look at other options. That's the big thing here. Do look at other options. But that, I'm just giving you some suggestions. Those are probably slightly bigger ones, But there are other options out there, and I know there are, and I've done this so many times in my life as well. Right, let's move on to Tuesday. And Tuesday we have Archangel Uriel. I love Archangel Uriel. There's such a, I don't know, I resonate with the energy of Archangel Uriel. So the message from Archangel Uriel is your emotions are healing, which enables you to open to greater love. I will help you release anger and unforgiveness from your heart and mind. Your emotions are healing. I think a lot of people have trauma. I think even if you don't have trauma, emotional trauma, physical trauma, there's lots of different types of trauma. It might not even be trauma that we're talking about. Sometimes we just need certain, we get into situations in life, not bad situations, but sometimes, for our own well-being, we need to release something or let something go in our life. And sometimes it's like you have to heal yourself as well. I, look at how, what you need to do. But this is a really good confirmation that Tuesday is all about whatever emotions that are there. There's this ability and capability and capacity to heal. If you look at a month ago, what bothered you then? Do you even remember what bothered you a month ago? Probably guess you can remember what bothered you yesterday. Maybe even possibly a week ago, a month ago. What about this time last year? What was bothering you this time last year? What was on your mind? Do you know? If you've got a journal, you're probably going to go back and just go, yes, find it in my journal. This is what I was thinking about. This is what my life was like. But think about what was on your mind a year ago that sometimes we worry about. Is that still something we worry about now? Now, if it's, it could just be you have a natural, maybe not a worry, or maybe it's more a concern about a family member. Maybe you have an elderly family member that is getting older, and naturally you have maybe not a base worry, but a concern of how are they going to be in a couple of years' time. It's that's a real concern of it. Those sorts of ones, it's about, that's where we're talking about the deep healing, the ones that are still there, that are concerns, or perhaps like something big has happened recently and you're like, oh, I just wish I could heal from this. Tuesday is a great confirmation here that it is all about healing. And if you need help with that, you really need help with that, speak to Archangel Uriel. If you don't know how to speak with the angels, it is as simple as closing your eyes. You might not even want to close your eyes, but it's about with intention within your mind. You do not need to speak the words out loud, just intention within your mind to say, Archangel Uriel, can you please help me with this unhealed emotion? That is as simple. The angels are there to help us. The problem is they cannot help us unless our lives are in danger. So have a think about what you would love help with from the angels. Let's take a look at Wednesday. Wednesday is from Crystal. Always got to have an angel with the name Crystal, don't we? It just resonates. I really love that. So the message from Crystal is have faith and hope, because there is something positive and new on the horizon that you can't see yet. Isn't that the best thing? When you have a really wonderful surprise and you think, oh great, this is amazing. Just it has happened so many times in my life. And I'm sure if you look back at your life, how many times have you woken up one day and just not realised there's something going on in the background, just like, oh my gosh, this is the best. This is just the best. I didn't see it coming, and it has come. And maybe it's a new opportunity for you personally. It doesn't need to be even in business. Having it in business is great, but having it as a personal opportunity is even better. So have a look at, have a look with an open mind on Wednesday. What is it that's on the horizon? Because maybe you're feeling, a bit downhearted, a bit downtrodden on Wednesday. Because this card isn't saying this will all happen for you on Wednesday. This card is saying that on Wednesday you may feel not the best, but then something is coming, something is on the horizon, something good is there. Perhaps there's an opportunity for business, maybe your own business, maybe it's an opportunity to spend some time. I have a friend who, it was the best opportunity to have a Tony Robbins weekend, and she said, would you like this? And normally I would not be able to afford something like that, and here she was saying, well, if we go halves on it, and I was just like, halves, I can pay for half a ticket. That's, for me, it was one of those, I didn't even see that coming. She approached me. It was an amazing weekend. The beginnings of the starts of changing my life, if I'm honest. And I'm pretty sure that, you know, I'll always go back to that weekend, where, you know, I made that decision to change my life a lot. Let's take a look on Thursday. Thursday is from Yvonne, and she is holding a little kitten. I've got a kitten in my garden that visits me. There are many cats around the area, but this kitten 2 doors up, it is just like, it absolutely loves life. Has a little meow with me all the time. Loves a little pet. So I really like this card for Thursday. Says here, you have a special bond with animals. Hey, your pets on earth and in heaven are watched over by angels. Maybe you're feeling the loss of a pet. What I can tell you, and this is the most beautiful thing, is that when an animal passes over, because we know, if you ever have had a pet, an animal, you know that it's not just a pet, it's not just an animal, it becomes part of your family. And I've found that with animals that I've had before. So when they pass over, they don't realise that they have died. They do not realise. But all of a sudden, if they've had, like, particularly some types of dogs have arthritis in their legs, all of a sudden, they're just like, hey, I'm having the best day of my life. Every single day is like the best day in their life, because all of a sudden they follow you to work. Their spirit follows you to work if you go to work outside of your home, or, you know, every day is just the best day because they recreate their favourite meals. That is what they do. They recreate their favourite meals because they're like, hey, I can eat this today. They recreate their favourite treats. They're just like, you know, road trip. Oh, what, you're going away for the weekend? I'm coming too. Road trip. They just have the best day of their life every day in spirit afterwards, and that's what happens. And so when they say the angels are, you know, they're watched over by the angels, they also stay around their most favourite person on earth. I know my husband's got one. We used to have an animal who very much vocalised that I was not the favoured one. Used to give me war cries, but as soon as, and he used to say, you got to be more assertive with Poseidon. Yeah, that was the name of it. You got to be more assertive with Poseidon. And just, so, you know, 30 seconds later, this animal's jumping on him, just like, there's nothing wrong here. And I'm just like, wow. I got somewhere near the animal, and it was giving me a little old war cry, like I was the bad person trying to help it out. Oh dear. So yeah, my husband has one. I have one as well. But yeah, your loved one, if maybe you're going to feel this on Thursday, you know, the pain of this animal not being there, but actually in reality, the spirit of your pet is always with you. So let's take a look at Friday. Friday we have Isabella. And Isabella is saying, yes, the timing is right for this new venture. A happy outcome follows your positive expectations. Oh my gosh. You know, maybe you have one thing, maybe you have many things that you have got going on in your life with ventures. I know I always have many things going on with ventures. Some weeks I have to focus on one because of deadlines, but other times, I can just take a different one each week just to put a little bit of a focus in. And so this is great because on Friday, whatever it is that you're working on, like for me, it could be anything, but for you, maybe it's one particular thing. And, this particular, it sounds like it's going to be a new venture. Timing is right. You're going to have a happy outcome. Everything's going to be positive. You know, look for it. This is a big thing as well. Look for it on Friday. What is it? Which, area is it? Sometimes life happens to us, but sometimes we've got to go out and look at things in life, particularly when it comes to new opportunities and new ventures. Let's take a look at Saturday. Oh, and we have patience. So, patience is saying now is the time to learn, study, and gather information. Enjoy being a student because in the future you will synthesize your knowledge into action. Now, being a student doesn't mean that you need to be studying a course, whether that's formally at a university or college or school, or whether that is at an online school or maybe a local cookery class that you're doing or something like that. Studying is just gathering information, finding out more information about a subject, a topic. Doesn't need to be anything formal. You do not need to be looking at what, can I get a certificate out of this? How can I be qualified in this? It doesn't need to be that sort of studying. Because being a student can be something as simple as how do I up my exercise routine? How can I make it slightly more difficult? There is a plethora of information out there if that is one of the questions. You could be looking on YouTube. You could be looking at these celebrities. And when I say celebrities, I mean athletes. Look at what athletes are out there. And maybe you just start following them on social media, or you do a big old search into what it is that they do. How do they exercise? Perhaps that is, but doing that is you being a student of trying to find more information. Now, whatever information that you gather on Saturday, do know and consider that this will be something that helps you to take actions in the future. So let's look at Sunday. Okay. Because by Sunday we will be in October. In fact, we will be in October on Friday. How scary is that? At some point this month, I wondered where this month goes, and I think partly because I've been unwell, I've been thinking, wow, where has this month gone? All of a sudden we're at the end of the month, and I thought we were still at the start of the month. I thought we just got into double figures in the month, and I'm just like, wow, we are nearly finished this month. We are in October this week, and so much. I kind of feel like I'm still at the start of the year. The start of the year was just a couple of months ago. No. We're about to We're about to start the last quarter of the year. Last quarter of the year. What can we do in that time? Anyway, there we go. Let's do Sunday. Oh, we have a lovely one from Serena. Let's see what Serena is saying. I am the angel of abundance. How exciting. You will receive the money that you need, and God is in charge of how that will happen. Have faith. Angel of abundance. And this in particular is all about money. When I talk about abundance and say the word abundance, I do not automatically think money. I automatically think of what is out there that I can receive abundance in. Because you can see this in nature with, I have a rhubarb patch, abundantly rhubarb. What can I do with all the rhubarb? It's, and when I go out for walks around the loch, I can see so many different fruits that are in abundance. So, but this is particularly about money. And it's about getting the money that you need. Life happens. Sometimes our pay slips are a little bit wrong, and you're just like, how am I going to pay for this? You know, the big thing is, can I pay my mortgage or my rent? Can I pay for my electricity bills? Can I pay for, it's, those questions sometimes go around in our heads. Particularly, I wasn't born into a large family, but my goodness, I married into a large family. And sometimes, we prepare for Christmas, well early, so early on in our lives, in our year, we start preparing for Christmas. We basically, it is ridiculous how prepared we are for Christmas at times, and that is because, we cannot pay for like a humongous Christmas during Christmas time. So there's this so we do not have that lack of money, but sometimes, we get ill, like I have been ill, and I don't get paid for time off. I get paid the statutory minimum, but then after that, it's just like I don't get paid. So it's looking at, so this may be relevant to me, but it may be more relevant to others, where sometimes we're just looking for a specific number. And it's about what we need. It's not about our wants. Yes, I would want to, I want to be able to go to Japan and have like 2 to 3 weeks living in Japan, on holiday, doing many different things. Yeah, I want to do that, but if I ask for the money for that, I'm not going to get it, because yes, I need to work for it, don't get me wrong, but this is about what you need. What is it that's going to keep you alive? What is it that you need to be able to survive, to get, so that everything is going to work out? So that's what this is. It's about need. Perhaps you want to look at a specific number for yourself, what it is you need, because on Sunday, that is where what is all working out, and it's just to have faith that it is coming as well. There we go. That is your oracle card guidance for this week. That is the week commencing 26th of September. If you're watching this on YouTube, like and subscribe to my channel. Hit the little bell icon, and when I'm not ill, I put up 4 to 5 videos a week, if not sometimes a cheeky 6th. And as always, keep rocking your awesomeness.